Alrighty. Why bother with an intro? The first one here is this plague doctor. And oh my god. Like, I gotta say, I asked you guys a question a little while back on the community post. About like what props do you want to see? And I said some universal monsters and a plague doctor. They're doing two of those, which is absolutely amazing. But the first one here, by the way, credit to... I don't know who credit originally goes to. Now I'm going to show segments of a video here, and I think that's from GMD Haunts, but don't quote me on that. But credit to whoever. Yeah. But yeah, this is the Plague Doctor. And he is really, really cool. I mean, I've wanted a good Plague Doctor for like a while. There was the one from Spirit, which was pretty good. It was satisfying. But, you know, he was static and could have just done a little more. And I feel like he could have had a little different, more traditional look. There was the one from Halloween Costumes, which I'll admit isn't terrible, but it's not great. But now we have this one, which is chef's kiss. Wonderful. Just wonderful. There's this little clip of a video. I'll show you it here. Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about his audio, but you can't hear a lot of it, so I'll let it slide. But his animation seems really cool. He kind of like moves his staff and like, you know, like does the thing with the lantern. But he's really cool. His eyes light up, which is really neat. I doubt this is one that would show up in Canada. I mean, we'd have to see, though. Canada has been a little lucky with which Home Depot animatronics they get. Like, we had the Boogeyman last year, which was pretty sweet. But yeah, if this guy lands in Canada, the chances of me getting him are decently high, because Plague Doctors are sick. I've wanted a really good one. And he's just really detailed. He's got, like, the bag. He's got the staff. He's got the, like, sculpted gloves. His mask looks great. His hat. He has the kind of scarf thing. I mean, what can I say about this guy that hasn't been said already? He's really cool. Also, something I feel like I should note is that in the back, there are a bunch of 12-foot skeleton heads, kind of as part of this display. I don't know if this is just part of the manager meeting display, or if this is like, they're actually selling like 12-foot skeleton head packs. I don't know. Only time will tell. Okay, the next one is one that I did not expect, but it's one that I actually really, really enjoy, surprisingly enough. Like, I actually really like this dude. And it's this drinking skeleton, I'm just gonna say gangster, at a, like, as if he's at a bar. And this guy is great, honestly. Like, we had Dean the Deathologist, who I feel like was a little overrated. I don't know. A lot of people really liked him. I personally didn't quite see the hype too much. But, I mean, here we are with the next installment in the Skeleton Bar series. And probably my favorite. But this guy is really, really cool looking. His body just looks great. Like, it looks really realistic, especially around the legs. And I just love his whole vibe of, like, being one of those, like, edgy gangster skeletons. I love it. Dude, if he has, like, a stereotypical gangster, like, you got it, boss! accent, then I love this guy. It's kind of like that one meme. They blurred the photo! Rattle him, boys! You know, like, I don't know. He's just, I really like this guy. The cigar looks sick. The whiskey looks sick. The playing cards look sick. His hat looks sick. I don't know. I really enjoy this one character. Okay, the next one is an interesting one. And it is the dog. I don't know if I'd say 12-foot dog, because it's not 12 feet. But as you can see in this image, I feel like it's definitely meant to go with the 12-footers. And there is a video. I'll show you it here. So you can see that his eyes can kind of change settings, maybe. And that's really cool, honestly. Like, it's cool to see props doing that. And honestly, I do really like this guy. He'd be a fun addition to like a 12-foot skeleton to like help tie the yard together, bring joy to the kids, because that's one of the funnest parts of making a haunt. Like, you know, the days before Halloween, seeing kids come up and admire your display, it's a lot of fun. And so it's just a really fun little decoration, the skeleton dog. I like it. I'm on board. Great. Also, I feel like there are a few things to note in this image. Number one is back here. It looks like the normal gravedigger they had, like in 2021, I think it was, combined with the one from last year. So it has the look of the one from 2021, but it seems to be digging like the one from last year. And so that's kind of interesting. Maybe he's returning. Maybe he's like reskin. I don't know. And then back here, we have what looks to be a 12-foot, I believe, Reaper. You can't make it out very well here, but you can make him out a little better in another image. But he's kind of neat. Okay, next is a weird one. I have kind of mixed feelings on this, but this is a pirate. And yeah, as I've said, I have mixed feelings about it because, you know, like, I'm down to have pirates for Halloween, right? I'm good with that. And especially the nautical stuff from Lowe's, there's definitely a time and place and a market, and he looks good. His clothing is well detailed, his face looks great, I'll say that. I love when props have facial hair. I feel like they should do that a little more, so that's cool. It's just that he doesn't seem very, like, scary and Halloween-y to me. But you know, some people felt that way about THG 3000, right? And so I get it. It is cool to have some uniqueness, and yeah, we rarely ever see pirates. The only ones we've really seen have been skeletons, but this is like a full-blown just pirate. It's interesting to see what his animation will be. I'm interested to see what that'll be. His face looks really good, as I've said, like very realistic. Yeah, honestly, it's a neat enough addition. Not quite my cup of tea, but it's fairly cool. Next, we have this tree, which is kind of I don't really care too much. Maybe he'll be animated a bit, or she, I don't know the gender of the tree. But, you know, maybe it'll be animated a bit. Maybe the, like, arms will move. But it's alright. I can see the people who would really like this. But it's nothing too much. It looks good. It's detailed well. But not quite what I'd be in the market for. But what interests me here is what's right behind him. And we can't really make it out, but there appears to be a figure in a black suit behind him, which we get an okay look at in another picture. But that's definitely interesting. I'm curious to see what this guy will be. He seems to have like a long coat. But I have a theory on what this guy might be, and we'll get to that one in the next one. Also back there, I could be wrong, but that one kind of looks like a ghost. So that's a little neat. Wonder what that'll be. Okay, next is this headless, not quite because he does have his head, Horsemen. And I must admit, you guys are really gonna razz me for this one. But I've never been particularly fond of the, like, horse animatronics. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're cool, right? Their concept is cool, they are cool, and I haven't really seen one in person. But they've just never really appealed to me, personally. And not for any specific reason, they're just meh. Honestly, I know some people would really, really like this guy, and I understand it. Because he does look good. The horse is all skeletal and looks great. As you can see in this image, the head itself looks really good. Looks very professional, honestly. And so, yes, this Headless Horseman would be a great addition to, like, you know, any haunt, and it is really cool. But again, kind of like the pirate, not quite my cup of tea, personally. Not for any specific reason. The Headless Horseman props have never really interested me that much. And as I'm sounding like a broken record, but that's not because they're bad. It's not that I think he's bad. It's just that he doesn't interest me particularly. Okay, and the last one, but not least, is the Frankenstein. And I've wanted a Frankenstein prop for quite some time now, especially after seeing the movie. And there is a video for this guy, so I'll show you that real quick. And yeah, this guy's animation is great. I feel he looks a little silly, though, like cartoony. I mean, I know, I'm being nitpicky. But he is cool. Like, he looks good. It's just that something about his eyes, I don't know, his mouth, he just looks a little cartoony-ish to me, but I don't know. I mean, his animation with the servos is great, like really realistic. And they got a Boris Karloff likeness going on, which is pretty good. And you know what? It's a good prop. It's something I'd consider getting. It's something that I like. It's something that I enjoy. It's just for some reason it's not like jumping out at me that, or there's just, I don't know. It's missing something to make me really like it. Like I think like its face is just a little off, but it is really cool. I gotta admit, it's cool to see Frankenstein. And it's cool to see one done well. Not really sure what its audio is, but yeah, he's really cool. And like all the other stuff they had this year is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm just sounding like a broken record. I'm sorry. I was out of the house for a while. In the background, though, we have two more things. Number one is a better view of that Reaper, who honestly does look kind of neat. His face looks a little burned, I don't know, just to me, but he's kind of neat. But the other one is the one that has my interest. Back here appears to be what was behind that weird tree. As you can see with the buttons on his shirt, I have a theory. I think this one might be a vampire. Okay? And don't quote me on that. Don't go spreading that. Maybe a few more images will come out and this will confirm or deny this. But I don't know. I just got a feeling that this is a vampire. It could also be a gravedigger. I don't know. Or something of the sort. Just a dapper guy. But like, especially if you look at that one Poison Props had this year, like the clothing just looks uncannily similar with the buttons and stuff. And so in my personal belief, this is a vampire prop. And I'd be really excited to see that because, people have wanted vampires for ages, right? And I especially just love vampires with this style of clothing. It's just really cool. And yeah, I hope it would be more of a like Lord Deconovar face than a cheesy like Dracula thing. But only time will tell. Even if it is a Dracula thing, it's still nice to have. But yeah, that was the Home Depot stuff. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you're new. Sorry for the questionable video and my, repeating myself. But I'll see you in the next one. Farewell.